So let's have a look at what to expect tomorrow when both Judge Kavanaugh and his main accuser, Christine Blasey-Ford, face questioning before the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee. Daniel Lippman is a reporter with POLITICO in Washington. He joins me now. Daniel Lippman, thanks for taking time, first of all, to speak with me today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
How momentous is this hearing tomorrow in Washington?
This is as blockbuster as they come, because it's going to determine partly the fate of the Supreme Court and whether President Trump can put his guy on the court if he stands up to scrutiny, or if he suffers an embarrassing blow if this nominee gets rejected by a Republican Senate. And that all depends on if the accuser, Dr. Ford, is seen as credible, because that would provide a good excuse for a number of moderate Republicans to vote no against Brett Kavanaugh.
All right. What exactly will happen? Walk us through the process tomorrow.
So, Dr. Ford will go first. She'll be questioned by both Democrats and Republicans. And on the Republican side, it's primarily going to be a woman named Rachel Mitchell, who is a lawyer. They've hired a female lawyer, so they don't have the optics of 11 white men questioning Dr. Ford and trying to almost tear down her reputation and disprove her claims that Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her. And then you're going to hear from Kavanaugh, and they've already released some excerpts of what he said, what he will say on Thursday. And among them, he says he's not a perfect person. He's made mistakes, done things that he wishes he hadn't done or said, but that he never did anything like this. And Trump himself has come out swinging and said that all of these were fake accusations, especially the one from Michael Avenatti.
So what should we expect? You mentioned the special prosecutor being brought in from Arizona to do the questioning on behalf of Republicans because they don't want to be seen to have, as you say, a dozen men on the bench at the committee, rather, appear to be beating up on a witness who's come to testify before them. But the special prosecutor from Arizona, she is a Republican, correct? And what should we expect in terms in the kind of questioning she's going to put forward?
I think she'll be respectful and professional. No indication that she won't be. But she's definitely going to be tough and try to ferret out inconsistencies in Ford's story and make her reputation suffer a little bit so that people, the American people, believe Kavanaugh more and Ford less. And so that's her job tomorrow, because they want to get Kavanaugh through. And so I think she's going to take the fire instead of people criticizing the Republican senators for how they question her. What's funny is that she is asked to be questioned by the Republican senators, but they are mostly going to decline.
Interesting. Now, look, and she's the one that's appearing before the Senate Judiciary Committee, but she's not the only woman coming forward. We now have a third woman who's come forward today to allege sexual misconduct against Judge Kavanaugh when he was in high school. They were in high school together. What is Julie Swetnick alleging?
So she's alleging that Kavanaugh was part of this group of young boys and men who would take part in gang rapes, during high school and parties of women, kind of like a train of men trying to take advantage of a couple girls, and that they would spike girls' drinks, try to incapacitate them so that they could not say no. And so these are very serious allegations, and she has a couple witnesses who back her story up, according to Avenatti. And so this big third accusation does not help things the day before the hearing, obviously. And how you don't usually see this in a confirmation process.
Right. How has Judge Kavanaugh responded to this latest allegation? In fact, to all of them, he's pretty much had the same thing to say, that it didn't happen. But what's he saying about this latest one?
He said it's out of the twilight zone, that he does not know this woman, and that even though she says they were good friends growing up in high school, and Trump has attacked Avenatti as a third-rate lawyer who does not do a good job for his clients or his past relationships.
Okay, what happens in the process after the Thursday hearing?
So they're going to Chuck Grassley and Senator Mitch McConnell, the majority leader, they're going to survey their caucus and their members to see if Republicans will vote for this guy after tomorrow's hearing. And so if they don't have enough support, I don't think that they're going to host a vote, because it would be too embarrassing to lose such a momentous vote right after this big hearing. And so if they don't have enough votes, then they will likely reject the nomination or just send it back to Trump, or Kavanaugh will withdraw once the writing appears on the wall.
And what are the you touched on it briefly. What are the political implications of all of this? We have to consider the makeup of the court. We have U.S. midterm elections coming up. What are the calculations and the possible fallout from all of this?
I think the fallout could be severe if they try to push this person through after these three important major allegations, and they're successful. That would hurt the Republican brand among female voters, among progressive or moderate men, and so that could hurt the brand of the Republican Party facing an already tough midterm election in November. And so they really don't have any good choices. Someone in the White House clearly did not do a good job vetting Kavanaugh to even look at his yearbook and find some questionable references that they should have asked him about.
All right, Daniel Lippman, thanks for setting the scene for us for this hearing and beyond. Appreciate your time today. Daniel Lippman from Politico in Washington.
Thank you.
Take care.